Hey yo, what's cracking, y'all? What is happening out there on the digital world? The facsimile, the 2D representation of what's really going on. Still in 3D, apparently. Fourth dimension is time. As Robert Plant once sang, one of my favorite songs of all time, Kashmir. I am a traveler of both time and space to be where I have been. Sit with the elders of a gentle race. The world is seldom seen. They talk of days for which they sit and wait, when all will be revealed. When is that exactly? What does it mean to reveal? By the way, the apocalypse means the revealing, like the book of Revelation, John the Revelator. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about what's going to be revealed. By the way, I want a little praise report. This bitchin' winter jacket. Just got it at the thrift store for $12. No discounts. Don't need a discount. Would like to button up the sleeve, but that's all right. While I'm walking. I'm getting used to these. Oh, here, I'm in trouble now. Look out. Here comes Bruce with his Bronco. God bless America. Yeah, it's a $100,000 truck from his $100,000 hangar, his $100,000 airplane, his $100,000 whatever. Y'all funny. He was coming in hot. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, I'm going to be wealthy too, so whatever. Someday, one of these days, and it won't be long, you'll look for me and baby, I'll be gone. No, I won't be gone. I'm right here. I'm sticking around. I got to fix this shit. That's my job, apparently. Maybe if I fix up my language. I'm trying to figure out what it is that's keeping me from succeeding in all these endeavors. Come on. The noise. The fucking noise. Pardon my French. I wanted to have a conversation right now, and I was just thinking, well, I went to Gansner Park, and they're mowing the lawns for 6 hours, you know. So I don't like those people, because they made me feel very unwelcome this summer. I was trying to nap in the park and survive, etc., in the heat. They would come around, buzz right around my head with their big mowers. Here we go. Like, well, here's America. Come on. Got to keep it gassed up, fueled up. You see that? Yeah. 1203 is gasoline, by the way. the hazardous materials placard. 1203 is gasoline. 1075, I believe, is propane. I think diesel is 1993. Just get louder. Just make more noise. That's what we need. More noise. That's what we really, 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 really need here. There's more noise and more trucks and more industry and more busyness. Busy. You're all so busy. And like in the mornings, this morning's vlog, I'm just mirroring the energy you're putting out. You know, I didn't want to walk around all pissy and moaning and having a moment. I was actually trying to record a video right now as I went to Gansner Park and found a little cedar shade on the side of the creek. Took a nice long piss like a human male would do, as though I'm a human male. I am, as much as possible, in the flesh, right here. Incarnate, with meat on it, as Jesus was the incarnate God. Incarnate, chili con carne. So this is going to be a little ramble session until I get to some quietness, because I wanted to have a conversation with you about God. Him, the dude. Okay, so here's another situation. I don't understand this, never have, never will. So you're walking your dog on a beautiful bike path, right? And your dog stops and shits. You see the shit? Right in the middle. That's dog. I mean, if it's coyote or bear, I wouldn't mind, but that's dog. That's pet. Your pet Your dog. Not my dog, and not my shit. What's it doing there? Pick it up. Are you that lazy? You can't handle your own creature's shit? God forbid you ever have children. I'm not kidding. God forbid you ever have children. That's just my opinion. Okay? I get a little vociferous. $10 word. That might be a $5. Vociferous is a pretty good one. Loquacious, vociferous, ebullient, somewhat effervescent. So, you notice that my mood, you'll notice this, my mood will match my surroundings. Like a chameleon. I am like a chameleon. Like a gecko. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Hey, let me do some ad reads here for my sponsors. My sponsors are, hopefully in the future, GT's Kombucha, saved my life in Idaho, and Injinji toe socks. I'm not wearing them because I left them at my friend's house, his RV, when I stayed for movie night a week and a half ago. So I've been making do without the toe socks, even though I love them, and they're $17 a pair at REI. Well worth it. I'm on my second pair this year, and I will need them for the trail. At the moment, I got my size 13 Nike cleats on, football cleats. I'm out on a little stroll. God, you people, you just never stop. You just never stop. Okay, that's a nickel. That's a nickel tomorrow. And that's a nickel right there. There's 10 cents. Nickel and dime, nickel and dime, nickel and dime. So, as the Taoist principle of the fullness of the seeming void and the emptiness of the seeming full. The emperor has no clothes. Your emperor, Donald J. Trump, has no clothes. He's emperor at this time. This is an empire that he's in charge of. And the empire strikes back. The empire is stricken back at me. The Jedi. The actual living, literal Jedi. Sorry, I don't mean to... I'm not trying to be too arrogant here, but, I'm not getting ahead of myself, or I'm not too big for my britches. My britches fit perfectly. These are my britches. I've been wearing them for weeks. All right. I'm looking at a message from my good friend Evan, giving me advice and tidbits about where to position my camp for the winter. He said, and he's using the example of the Maidu, the local natives, who stayed up on China Grade on the sunny side of the valley, whereas the town of Quincy is built on the shady side of the valley. And that's not very smart. Not very smart. But it's the way we do things in this culture. For example, Meadow Valley Road is on the shaded side of the mountain of the creek, of Spanish Creek. Could have put it on the other side, where in the winter it wouldn't ice over so much and cause so many accidents. But, what are you going to do? Do you really expect there to be wisdom and intelligence in this culture? Yeah, I kind of do, but might be asking for too much. By the way, right here, this was just a nice cherry tree. And earlier this year, one of the branches was so loaded with cherries, ripe fruit, that it broke, and I snacked on that branch of cherries for months, like 2 months. Every time I walk by, I got a handful of cherries. Another nickel. That's 15 cents. Another nickel. Oh, just throw your beer bottle cans out the window. Come on, There's 20 cents. Loaves and fishes, loaves and fishes. Multiplying. Who multiplies? Who is the one who multiplies? Jesus Christ. Who is the one that adds? Babylon. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. The only positive integer that when multiplied is less than when added. Less is more. First shall be last, last shall be first. These are Taoist principles exemplified in the person of Jesus Christ, his life in the flesh. I'm still not at a point yet, nearly 10 minutes into this walk, where I'm away from all the noise and haste. Amidst the noise and haste, as the album from Soja, one of my favorite bands of all time, Jacob Hemphill, I love you. Another nickel. That's 30 cents. You know, if I was picking that up, if I was destitute, there's your $10 word. That's more like a $5 word. Destitute, forlorn, you know, haggard, and in great need. What's a good word for being in great need? Destitute's pretty accurate. I think that's a good one. Destitute. If I was at the end of my rope, look, I thought I was. Oh my goodness! It's funny because, like, oh, they're chopping down the blackberry bushes. Work crew. Because I was really happy about getting to the bike path where I could have some quietness. I want you to see this the way I see it, because. All right. I guess I'll go that way. I guess I don't have any particular reason to go that way, other than that's the way to go. You're gunning for me. Yeah. Gunning for me. Here we go. Go to work. All right, so I'm going to walk this way. I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm not trying to diminish the value of your labor, diminish the value of your lifestyle. I'm pointing out the insanities and the injustice and the hilarity, how out of line you are with reality, with Father, God, creator of the ends of the earth. Do you not know? Have you not heard? Have you not been told? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. This is in Isaiah. His understanding no one can fathom, and his paths no one can trace out. Yeah, this is in Isaiah chapter 40. And Paul writes in the book of Acts in chapter 17, while he's debating on Mars Hill in Greece with the philosophers of his day, who just sat around and just chatted all day. That's all they did. I mean, that's a nice life, right? He says, in him we live and move and have our being. That was his final point. He's talking about their own philosophers had talked about this God, our God, the creator. They had left a statue in their panoply, $10 word, panorama of statues to gods, the Greek pantheon of gods. One of them was to an unknown God. It was an empty plaque. And Paul came to them and says, I proclaim to you this unknown God. Even your own poet, Homer, writes that we are his offspring. And Paul was a brilliant man. By the way, my friend Corinne from Inner Light Holistics, this is her location, and I helped clear some brush earlier this year to make it fire safe. Beautiful location, beautiful house. Planted and colored, sage colored. I love it. I'm not going to show her house. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not doxing anybody out here. But apparently I doxed myself. Once again, I did not anticipate. I did not anticipate the power of the dark side here. Nice apple tree. I could use a snack. Are you going to give me a snack, my dear? Please. Per favore, dame una manzana. Per favore. Tengo hambre. Y tengo sed. Esta. Not ripe. Tasty, but not ripe. Maybe later. Or maybe there's one over here. Look for one with some coloration. Oh, the horses like these. And worm, got through that side. I'll keep that one. It's a good one. Slice it up later with some cheese. I have cheese in my other bag that's at the gym. Chilling in the locker. No one's going to mess with it. One advantage of Quincy, I don't need a padlock for the gym locker. Things are kept safe, and mostly the people going today are locals and visiting fire crews, and they're not going to steal my backpack. I certainly hope not. They have enough of their own. So I like that about Quincy. Nobody touches anything. You can leave your stuff unlocked. Although now I'm locking my bikes out of good practice. Good practice, including that's bear. That's bear scat. We almost stepped in it too. So they're bears. They're bear around here, and they're fattening up for the long nap this winter. But I wanted to talk about. It took me 15 minutes to get to a place of quiet, peaceful calm. It's not easy, y'all. It's not easy to get away from you noisemakers. This is a disease. It's a disease of the mind. You confuse motion with action. Just because you're working doesn't mean you're doing something positive. Although, to counteract that point, I will say, all labor brings a profit, as Solomon says in Proverbs. All labor brings a profit. And both spellings of that word are accurate. Profit as in like money, benefit to your physicality, gaining of skill, contributing to the community. That's profit, Profit. And also, when you work enough, you do the hard work. Look, I don't want your noises, man. Just profit, Prophet. All labor brings a profit. So this town did enough labor, enough cleaning, enough clearing of the weeds, enough trimming of the wicks, enough preparation to bring me. Voila, et voila. Like Jean Valjean, which the name Victor Hugo came up with that name because he didn't have a name. The protagonist, $10 word, of Les Miserables, Jean Valjean. His name is Jean. And voila Jean. It's John, in English. Jean Valjean. It's like, John, here's John. Jean, voila Jean. So I'm Jean Valjean. What's the point there? Oh, all labor brings a profit. Where was I going with that? I don't remember. The train of thought left the building. I like that story though, Jean Valjean, and being hunted by Javert, the law, who in the end recognized that his worldview didn't work. That Jean Valjean actually redeemed himself. He spent 19 years of hard labor for stealing a loaf of bread to feed his sister and her 7 children. Do you not know the story? One of the greatest works of fiction of all time. Victor Hugo in 1846. Les Miserables. Cosette and Fantine and Jean Valjean. He stole a loaf of bread to feed his sister and her family. She had no husband to take care of her. He broke a glass at the bakery, took a loaf of bread, was sentenced to 2 years hard labor. Escaped, got captured, 5 more years hard labor. He became a mountain of a man, and he was famously strong. Was able to lift a horse cart, off an elderly gentleman that fell on him. All these things. Do you not know these things? See, you want to listen to me? I will teach wisdom. Gold there is and rubies in abundance, but lips that speak wisdom are a rare jewel. Here I am in the back of this little community in this, near the hospital in Quincy. Nice and quiet. I finally got a little peace and quiet. You notice how my whole demeanor changed. My whole aspect changed. My entire raison d'etre. That's the wrong word. I'm testing you, you see? Raison d'etre is not the right word. The raison d'etre in French means the reason for being. This is not my reason for being. I'm having now a calm presence, thanks to the calm surroundings. That could change, of course, if the dog chases me, or a diesel truck comes running race around the corner, or someone comes out with yard tools. Bah, bah, bah. That's a disease, y'all. The addiction to the machines will turn you into a machine. And resisting that onslaught of tyranny and bullshit takes all of your strength. All of it. This isn't half-assed. I'm not giving lip service to this point of view. I'm not giving lip service to the godly way of being. This is not an act. So when Jesus says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, this is what that looks like. You see? Hello? I'm right here. I am the Father, the paterfamilias. What is the familias? All y'all. I've come back to set things right. I mean, we're all doing it together. I need your help. but I'm the father. And in my personal life, I once renovated that yard for local pastor, Barry Westbrook. I knew his children. In fact, Wes still follows me on Facebook. His son, Wes Westbrook. I did that yard for $5 an hour when I came here to reconcile with him. Was it reconciling or proposing? I can't remember exactly. Mid-90s. I was here to marry my first wife, mother of my children. And that's where I worked. A couple weeks, all hard labor, $5 an hour cash. So I've been through it. I am the paterfamilias. I am the father. In my personal life, when I reconcile fully with my own children, namely, they will be here walking with me, you will see I am the father. Their minds have been corrupted over the ages by their mother. I mentioned yesterday about how we married on January 6th, 1996. And 16 is 1/6 of 96. There's 3 sixes, 666. I didn't mention, in continuation of that thought, that when we separated and there was a court order for me to pay child support on me making $12 an hour full time, the amount decided upon was $636 per month. 6 times 6 is 36. There's 3 more sixes. And then I got a different job, a reduction in pay from $12 an hour to $10 an hour. And the child support order was adjusted to $555 a month. And I thought I was safe from the sixes, 666 marriage date, 666 child support. Then I realized the 555, when you multiply it by 12 over the course of a year, that's $6,660. So another 666. So 666 is Jesse, the beast. The beast system is represented by Jesse. The connection to Earth. It's not like wrong. I'm not saying she's evil. It's just my connection to this Earth. It's like ego. It's the paperweight inside you that holds you connected to your physicality. I'm getting deep here. Follow along, because it's important. But in my life, I recognize that me laying with this woman, marrying this woman, laying with this woman, knowing this woman in the biblical sense, and having children as an offspring from this woman, they're all grown and they're all doing their own thing. I think they're doing well. I don't know. The evidence would suggest they're doing okay. But all 666, connection to the physicality of this realm, the 3D world. We're going somewhere else with this. 4D is time, 5D is spirit. We're going to exist in 5D already. And that's a Toyota. When did Toyotas become so obnoxiously loud? Obnoxious. Back on the main thoroughfare. And that way, 4 miles to my camp. I'm going to finish this little presentation, this little sermon, dissertation. Not a diatribe, definitely. I'm not angry. I was at the beginning with all the noise. But now I'm just kind of calm, peaceful, chill, vibing with the surroundings, with the geese and the ducks and the trees in this nice fall setting, this beautiful coat I got for $12, with a backpack I got for $3, with $16.09 out the door. No discounts. I don't need the discounts. I do need some help, though. And if you feel so inclined, after watching my videos, maybe watching a back catalog, you can see I'm getting better at this. More familiar and more comfortable being in front of the camera, because that's going to be my future. I will be on display to all of you at all times. That's where this is going in my personal existence. So I'm building up to that. It's not easy. I like being alone. I like my safe places. I like to be left alone. I made a post yesterday with a picture of Stallone from Rambo. It says, wait till you see the ones who just want to be left alone get involved. Well, I'm getting involved now. Because we've reached peak stupid, we reached peak insane, and peak injustice, and peak unrighteous. We're in the upside down. We're in the bizarro world. It must be flipped back. I was sent to flip this table and flip the system. Flip the script, flip the system. I was born to rage against them. Here we go. More diesel noise. Just noise. Just more noise. Let's have more noise. Please. That's what we need. Back at it. Back in action. By the way, if you drive a diesel truck, I don't like you. I mean, okay, Dove drives a diesel car, but it will be converted to run on veggie oil, and you could do that with that. But it's just so loud and unnecessary and stinky and burns the noxious fumes. By the way, the NOx, which isn't even policed on diesels as part of their smog certification. That's what destroys your lungs. If you ride by, like you pass a cyclist and they're breathing heavy, going up a hill, and you roll coal on them, that NOx is what gets in your lungs and like hurts you. The alveoli, the little sacs. That's as bad as smoking a cigarette right there. At least as bad. Probably more toxic. And you all don't care. I know you don't care. I know you don't even know. Why would you care? You're not on a bike because you have a diesel truck. Such is life. Such is life. That won't be, how do you say, permitted. Only special use permits, SUP. I will allow special use permits to drive your diesel trucks when you've proven that you use the truck for what its designed purpose was, namely gathering large quantities of tools and supplies for your job site. I worked for San Diego State University for 5 years doing habitat restoration, native habitat restoration with an outfit called the Soil Ecology and Restoration Group. And we had an F-350 lifted diesel truck, long bed crew cab, because we'd go out with a crew of 4 or 5 and all our tools for the day, 200 gallons of water in the bed, all the hoses, all the tools, all the hand tools and motorized tools, so we could restore and mitigate the damage that the military did with their training. And so that's the proper use of a diesel truck. And we use that thing to its absolute limit on a regular basis. Yo, slow down, dude. It's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. That guy's doing 55. Easy. You feel it? Like, you feel that? You feel that? I'm his emissary. I'm his spokesman. I've been sent here to help y'all. When I have a reaction like that to your behavior, that's his reaction to you. That's what's going on, y'all. That's fair. Okay. Hello, there's an $80,000 Jeep. Hold it together, y'all. Hold it together. We're in this together. You can't be going 55 in a 30 zone, because I'm out here walking. People are out here crossing the road. You're a quarter mile from town. I take your license, you get out, you got to walk now for 6 months. That's just righteous. It's just righteousness, okay? Righteousness and truth are the foundations of your throne. And when the foundations are destroyed, what can the righteous do? Bring that full circle. When the foundations are destroyed, what can the righteous do? The foundations are righteousness and truth. You're all about wrongiousness and falsehood and deceit and deception and, chicanery. There's your $10 word, chicanery. You're all a chimera. Another $10 word, a chimera. You're all, you don't really exist. This system that you made, and crafted and engineered and decided that was how you wanted to exist in this world, it's wrong. I don't make the rules, y'all. 29 minutes and 11 seconds, just like Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, where he says, I know the plans I have for you, to give you a future and a hope, to bless you, not to curse you. I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to give you a future and a hope, to bless you, not to curse you. So that's why he has prepared me. That's why he has sent me. That's why I'm here. That's who I am. That's what I'm doing. You're welcome. God bless America, y'all. God bless America. Over and out.